Live from Orlando City Stadium in Orlando, it's USL 2017. Tonight, the I-4 Derby is renewed. The Tampa Bay Rowdies make the 90-minute trip northeast to face Orlando City B. Good evening and welcome to hot and steamy Orlando, everyone. Alongside Oliver 12 Threes, I'm Jeff Radcliffe. Thanks so much for joining us here on USL Match Center. Oliver, the Rowdies have been led this season by Joe Cole. Lots of miles on those tires, but boy, he is one classy sports car still.
Definitely one of the most talented players of his generation in England. The former Chelsea, Liverpool, Aston Villa, and of course England international has still got it and is still producing and scoring goals here in the UCL.
On the other side, OCB will be paced on that right side by Austin Martz.
Austin Martz has been a constant weapon for OCB this season. He's going to be a direct runner on that right-hand side, and he's always willing to get in behind and put in dangerous crosses.
As we take a look at the starting 11s, first for the visiting Tampa Bay Rowdies.
The Rowdies will be in a 4-2-3-1 system. Keith Savage will be holding in the midfield with the Bundesliga veteran Marcel Schaefer. Neil Collins, a Scotsman, and Timikoa Mukandere will hold it down at centre-back. And then the Florida native Darnell King will support Alex Morel on the right. And, of course, the top goal scorer, Christoph, will be supporting Patterson and Joe Cole in the hole.
Yeah, who's not their left back of notice to Orlando City fans. No Luke Bowden in the starting lineup, 130 appearances for Orlando City. Here's what OCB will be countering with tonight.
Yeah, OCB with a 4-4-1-1, almost exact same lineup from their last match out, but Zach Ellis-Hayden getting the start at right back, Tony Rocha, Seb Hines, Earl Edwards, Richie Larea, Haji Berry, all MLS players down the spine of that lineup for OCB tonight.
It is Orlando City B and the Tampa Bay Rowdies from Orlando City Stadium in Orlando. We'll be right back, meet the coaches, and kick off here on USL Match Center.
I think if you look around the world at any football club, especially I'll go back to Europe because that's obviously where I'm from, and every club has a local rival. And I think the fantastic thing about football here now in the States, or soccer, is the fact that MLS, USL are now trying to grow these rivalries. You're seeing it now all around the country, New York City, New York Red Bulls, Timbers, Sounders. It's great that you've got these rivalries because it's something, it's that little bit extra for the supporters to look forward to. So I think it's great for the state of soccer in the US now that we're having more of these local rival games.
This isn't, like I said before, this isn't manufactured, this is real. If you ask the fans, you ask the Iron Lion from, you ask the Ruckus, this is real, almost real hatred. They really don't like each other, and I love the fact that they go and they get after it, and it means something to them because it should, and it should mean something to us as well. I remember in 2014 when we played at Tampa and seeing the smoke from like both different fans was awesome. So actually that was the first time I felt that this was really something. I don't think it's something that's manufactured. I think it's something that's real. I think it's a real thing that the fans feel against each other, and it was awesome to play in. Really good feeling.
I distinctly remember the Open Cup game that we played over at Seminole. Remember, it's obviously a different venue to where we were used to playing in the Citrus Bowl at the time. It's a tighter venue, but it was packed out, and Line Firm, Ruckus were there with the smoke bombs, and I think we won 4 or 5-0. I remember Kevin Molino scoring maybe 2 or 3, and it was good because obviously the games we'd played before were kind of pre-season and it was the I-4 Derby, but this was an actual cup game, and it meant that we progressed in the cup and we ended up going on and having a good run. So, but I've good memories of the rivalry. Once that whistle blows and the first ball's kicked, our full focus is on making sure OCB put in a good performance and get a positive result, and then we'll leave all the handshakes and the catch-ups till after.
Ready to kick off the I-4 Derby in front of a smoky house here at Orlando City Stadium. And two coaches leading these teams that have played in this derby before. As you see the results, 6-1 all-time in all competitions in favor of the team in purple. Tampa Bay getting the only meeting of the USL, the USL new iteration of Orlando City. They opened the season, the USL season, with a 1-0 win on a PK in the season opener. So trying to swing that pendulum back, as it was a series dominated by Orlando back when they were in USL the first time. So Stuart Campbell, 39-year-old head coach, played for the Rowdies for a couple of years, will go up against Anthony Pulis, And we heard in the break there what this rivalry means to he and assistant coach Rob Valentino. Talk about some of the keys for this one. What did we see in that first meeting? It was a game really dominated in the run of play by the home team in that night, the Tampa Bay Rowdies at Al Lang Stadium.
Yeah, but I think it's going to see a very different OCB tonight. You know, there's a lot of players that have found their form, and you know, it's going to be about keeping an eye, of course, defensively on Joe Cole and, you know, Ristoff, but they've got their own weapons of themselves, OCB, and I think Haji Berry could be a big key tonight.
Kevin Broadley will be the center referee tonight. He'll be assisted by Daniel Gutierrez, Abdul Kutanea, and the fourth official on the near touchline will be Matthew Miscannon. We're getting set. We've got the traditional green and white hoops of the Tampa Bay Rowdies, a legendary American soccer franchise and brand, playing at Orlando City Stadium for the first time against OCB. Second of 3 meetings this season. Orlando in the purple, attacking left to right. They'll kick it off with Richie Larea, one of 6 MLS contract players in the lineup tonight. It is game on in Orlando. Back to Seb Hines. Hines will look in for Larea, immediately turned over on this left flank. Played back. The white numerals on those hoops, a little tough to discern. And you've got that center back pairing of Neil Collins and Tamika McCandawiri. And a sliding challenge there coming in from Klaus, who started in that season opener.
And that's what the coaching staff's going to want to see. They're going to want to see the first 5 minutes, the center midfielders of OCB really make an impression in the game and getting their foot in the tackle.
It's Haji Berry. 2 2016 MLS first-round picks in the lineup tonight for OCB. They're at the top of that 4-4-1. And trying to get out of dodge along that right side and drawing the foul. And the Tampa Bay Rowdies. It's Darnell King on the right. Zach Portillos in for Luke Bowden. Missing his second match. Was suspended last time. Now coach's decision.
And Austin Martz, you know, Austin Martz going to have the opportunity to get a run at the young boy. Zach Portillo's not a lot of experience, and Austin Martz certainly loves to run in behind without the ball and with the ball at his feet. So it will be a big test for the young Coloradan tonight.
Keith Savage, 7th-year Tampa Bay player in the defensive midfield alongside Marcel Schaefer. That sounds familiar if you watch the Bundesliga or the UEFA Champions League the past 5 or 6 years. You will know his name. Former German international and has had a good season. That one served in. Hines dealt with it. Former Middlesbrough man. Keeps that line and shape true. Luke Bowden on the left side. Defending, ball in, it will go in behind. It'll be the first corner kick of the match, and it will go to the Rowdies.
And you saw just in a minute, you know, leading up to that corner, Joe Cole making that late run into the box, and Klaus is gonna have to watch him every step of the way here tonight.
Sounds like that. If you're an English player playing against Joe Cole, what's that like if you're
there's no
Klaus?
doubt. Yeah, there's no doubt Klaus and Seb Hines, he'll be one of those boys' heroes growing up, and it'll be a great occasion for them actually competing against him tonight, even though he is in the elder part of his career.
Service will come from the leading scorer, Georgi Ristoff. Headed back in front and smothering quickly was Earl Edwards. Dangerous ball that landed inside the 6. Nobody could pounce for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that ball just set really nice there for Keith Savage. It bounced around a little bit and it just found itself right at Keith Savage's feet, and he really couldn't get his feet set. And a big opportunity for the Gulf Breeze, Florida native.
Yes, one of 3 local players in the lineup for the Rowdies. You've got Savage from Gulf Breeze, King from Tampa, played at Gaither High School, and Morrell from Lakeland. And getting into the back, Darnell King.
Yeah, very physical player, Darnell King, and you know, obviously he's been told, do not give these attacking players, Haji Berry, any time on the ball to turn.
Klaus, the distributor cap in the midfield, along with Rocha. Now working on the right side. Here's Martz in on Portillos. Looking to switch, play it wide, right to left. Orlando City B with 5 wins this season. 4 have come on the road, so still looking for win number 2. Gotten a number of draws, but it's a very unique situation that the coaching staff of OCB quite can't put their finger on why they've been so prolific at getting 3 points on the road, but not quite the same in this park, and you would think the opponents are going to be jazzed up a little bit to play at an MLS facility, brand new.
Yeah, I definitely think, you know, the USL boys coming in here, that it's definitely going to be one of the best stadiums they're going to play at all year, probably the best, and, you know, that adds a little bit of incentive. And, you know, the ball just hasn't quite run in their home games. They've dominated a lot of games possession-wise, but haven't been able to turn that possession into goals.
King will play it, and Timbo standing in the way. It's Rocha. And now with the first team after playing for OCB most of last year. Diagonal ball overshoots Lewis Neal. And Mart's unable to keep the attack going. It'll be a throw.
But you can see early in this game already, Rocha gives Orlando City B such a better possession base. And, you know, he rarely misses a pass, and that's going to help the likes of Martz and Lewis Neal get on the ball so they can create.
Timbo, the left-sided Brazilian. So you have Brazilians on that left side of the defense, Timbo and Pereira.
Yeah, and they've been working very well together in recent weeks.
Here's Larea. He's made 3 straight MLS starts into Barry, and good defense there by Makandawiri. Racing back, using that pace. Turned over. Barry trying to cause a problem. Lions have had a number of minutes here in the attacking half in the early going. We're in the 6th minute, no score.
Yeah, good run there, and good, nice little pass through the lines from Richie Larea, but well defended.
Didn't mention that Martin Patterson, now the target striker, who did see action in 4 games for Orlando City in the 2015 inaugural season. Really dealt with a lot of injuries, never really got to feature for Adrian Heath that year.
And he's got an opportunity now. Deshaun Brown, who's been leading the line, has gone back to DC United, so it's an opportunity for him to be the man in the number 9 position now.
Pato with 3 goals so far this season. Ristov leading the way with 6, and Cole with 5. There's Pereira wearing the bright orange boots, easy to recognize tonight, and earned a first-team contract after a couple of OCB games to start the season.
Yeah, he had a very, very good game the other night against the Riverhounds. Rarely missed a pass, and certainly made some very important challenges as well.
Hines trying to find Bowden. Turned over. Savage started it off, and they'll lose possession promptly. It's back to Earl Edwards, backed by the wall tonight.
Yeah, first time Joe Cole's really got into a good position with the ball facing, you know, his opponent's goal, and not able to pick out Ristov on the side there, but that's the kind of positions he's going to be wanting to take up tonight.
Timbo knows all about the Tampa Bay Rowdies from their NASL days. He played for Ottawa last year.
And for a big man, Timbo, he loves to get up and down that line, and that's going to be important for Lewis Neal, because Lewis Neal's going to do what he does right here, and that's pinch in.
Yeah, Timbo and Pereira from the same hometown, Curitiba in Brazil. Nice turn there by Larea, leaving it for Rocha. Diagonal on that left side, just outside of the area. Barry leaves it center to the back post, and Neal pushed it wide. Chased down and kept alive by Martz. You see that pace to catch up and keep things alive. And a chance gone awry for OCB. Good possession, though, being shown by the home side here.
Great opportunity carved out, and I'm sure Lewis Neal would want that chance back.
Neal never did play in the I-4 Derby. Only played that 1 season in 2011 for OCB before these 2 teams finally met in exhibition play.
And here we go. Rocha again, picking passes, and that's that speed of Hadji Berry. Look at that, just skins Darnell King and puts a lovely ball back in for Lewis Neal, and he just doesn't really make a good connection.
Larea was knocked to the turf and draws the free kick.
Yeah, definitely, you know, not scared to get stuck in, Richie Larea, and he did throw a bit of an elbow there, and Neil Collins was complaining about as he was going down. He, you know, threw an elbow to the true native, and Neil Collins wasn't too happy about that.
Look at this Tampa Bay roster. You've got Cole, of course, who played in World Cups. You look at Collins, though, and Schaefer. You've got guys who played in the EPL, Champions League. And, of course, a lot of people made mention in that first meeting that Orlando City B started 7 MLS players in that opener. But Anthony Puel was quick to point out 5 of those players did not have a single MLS appearance to their name.
Yeah, and multiple internationals on this team as well have represented their country, played in World Cup. It's a very talented roster that's put together on a pretty penny as well.
Damian Lowe, player with 14 starts at center back, actually in Denver tonight, is going to get the start against Mexico in the Gold Cup for Jamaica. So speaking to quality right there, you've got 3 high-end center backs.
Richie Laryea looks like he might have hurt himself then by in that collision there with Neil Collins.
Getting the wrist taped up. This will be a free kick for Orlando, about 40 yards from goal. Lewis Neal with that left foot, curling it in. It was dealt with in the center. Savage starts the counter the other way along that right side. A quick cut in from Ristov.
Great defensive work there from Tony Rocha. A little bit inexperienced from the young Morale, but good tracking back from Rocha. Breaks up the attack, as all good defensive midfielders should be able to do.
Long ball, Timbo off his chest. Quickly to close down is King. Back to Barry, good possession being shown. Trying to get Neal in behind. Again, starting on that left side of the midfield. And nearly causing problems. In fact, they get away with it. His flag stays down on Barry. Gets a shot across. It will go in behind. And it'll be the first corner kick of the match for OCB.
Really great start from OCB tonight. You know, one of the best starts we've seen all season. You can see the coaching staff who this game means so much for. They're all fired up. And a ball there into the channel from Richie Laryea for Hadji Berry. And Hadji does well there to get his shot off, but just blocked by the big man, Neil Collins.
So Klaus will go to deliver from that far side in front of the traveling faithful. Some of the Ralph's mob making the trip, making themselves heard. Played short into Neil. Klaus, the second ball delivery to the backside. And it'll be chased down to the near corner as Pereira try to keep it alive, the Brazilian. And we'll put it out for a throw-in for Orlando City B.
The set pieces are going to be important for tonight. OCB as well. They have some big boys, good attacking threats on set pieces coming up.
CB still in that attacking half, early going, 12th minute. Got the possession edge, 69, make that almost 70% of the possession here in the early going.
Yeah, really moving the ball well. Speed of thought is good. Speed of play is good, and a big improvement.
And really in sweltering conditions. You've got 2 teams based in Florida that should be used to it. Sometimes that humidity just zaps you, though.
Certainly, I think this will be something Joe Cole won't be too familiar with.
As he gets into the dog days of summer, leaving it left, that delivery a little too much on it. And it'll be a goal kick for Matt Pickens. Haven't spoke about him yet. You talk about MLS experience. One was the starting goalkeeper for the Colorado Rapids when they won MLS Cup against FC Dallas in 2010.
Yeah, been in some U.S. camps as well for the national team, and has got a lot of experience, through the spine of this team.
Now in his 4th season in Tampa Bay, has 80 appearances. 5 saves in that 2-1 win that went extra time against a heavily favored Dallas team. To this date, the only championship for the Rapids, and Pickens was a big part of it. Here is King. Forced back. Kandawiri. Trying to cross the halfway line. King able to do so. Defensive shape being kept by OCB.
Yeah, very good work from front to back for OCB, making it very difficult for the Rowdies to penetrate.
This is Schaefer, the German. 2009 Bundesliga champion with Wolfsburg. But that's just not some second-tier league either. A championship in Germany. And now a little bit of fieriness. Some discontent. Getting in the back, Pato. That wrist off, yes.
Pereira certainly didn't like that.
Patterson, yep.
Pereira certainly didn't like that. You know, clear foul, push in the back. No intent to play the ball whatsoever from Patterson, but
Patterson, 22 caps with Northern Ireland. A feisty player in his days in purple in 2015 when he was in there.
And that's going to be his job tonight. It's going to be to ruffle the feathers of Pereira and Seb Hines and see if he can create some opportunities.
His former teammates, so those two know the tricks. And in your mind, who has the advantage there when you have a striker going up against a center back that were teammates in training day in and day out? Who has an advantage there?
I always think it's easier to defend than it is to attack, and you know, in terms of attacker, it's really a type of forward that Seb Hines likes to deal with. You know, he likes those big, burly, aggressive type of center forwards because that's what he is as a player. You know, if you're going up against a really quick, small, nippy attacking play, that's the type of forwards that give Seb some problems.
Yeah, throw for OCB, far side. Played a quarter hour, no score, but very lively start for the home side.
And the Rowdies really have struggled to maintain any possession in this game so far.
Rowdies coming off a win, and as Larea picks up the ball just outside of the area. Good defending by Tampa Bay.
One of the keys to this game for OCB is that combination between Hadji Berry and Richie Larea. And already in the first 15 minutes, we've seen them linking up a few times, and much more of that needed as the game progresses.
Well, soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com.
A nice little ball around the corner that we saw the replay of from Hadji Berry to Richie Larea.
At halfway, here's Hines. Klaus in front. Opts to go to Zach Ellis-Hayden. And the one change from the lineup the other night. A draw against Pittsburgh. As you said, Orlando City had the better of that game, just couldn't nick a goal.
Yeah, Hadji Berry did have some good opportunities in that game and was lively, but that final product, which is the hardest thing in the game, just it didn't quite come off for him.
Timbo winning the 50-50, back central to Klaus. 17th minute. Cole trying to make it difficult. Ball into Larea. Continuing to boss the possession here in the early going. Rocha.
Yeah,
Klaus.
This 4-4-2 of Orlando City is very narrow. Both midfield players, Martz and Lewis Neal on the outside, are tucking in. It's making it very, very difficult for Savage and Schaefer to pick them up.
Rocha. Barry. Plays a negative ball back. Now it's out to Larea. Canadian Ellis-Hayden. Stood up. Cole dropping. And now turned over middle of the park. Savage. And we'll get Pato on a run. Patterson not enough pace to catch up to that one. A little too far out in front. It rolls on this natural grass surface. Something new to the Orlando City franchise this year in the stadium. It played on that turf over at the Citrus Bowl / Camping World Stadium.
Something I'm sure all the players are delighted about, that are on
especially
natural grass.
The guy on the ball now, Hines, who that history of knee problems dating back to his days at Middlesbrough. Comes here, plays 2 MLS seasons on turf. Now gets into the stadium and had some surgery earlier this season. So gotten a chance to play for the MLS side yet.
A really good ball movement again from Orlando City.
Tios into Cole, getting a turn. Played out nicely by Klaus.
And that's going to be something we're going to see all night, Klaus. I'm sure his job is going to be to stop Joe Cole playing. Every time he gets it, I want you to follow him. I'm sure that's what his instructions were from Anthony Pulis.
Goes to close him down quick. And Cole, 35, nice combination there for Tampa Bay. Held up. Patterson can't keep it alive. He'll give some chase, but Edwards launches it away. Collins Barry coming back. A lot of energy being expended by OCB here.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You know, the coaching staff have got this team fired up. It means so much, this coaching staff, maybe more so than everybody else, in terms of they've been in the rivalry before it was it became the new rivalry. So they know what this means, and they've certainly translated that information to the players, you can see tonight.
Cole, whoops it. Savage, King. Launch forward. Neal slowed him up just enough. Cleaned up by Pereira. All the way back on Tampa Bay half. Rowdies coming in 7-5-6, 27 points in great position. 4th spot in the Eastern Conference. OCB in that 9th position, tied on points for 8th. But tiebreakers, they are a goal down in the differential. 3 points tonight would help that cause, getting back up that line. Past that halfway pole. It's USL season. Schaefer dropping deep.
And that's been what he's been doing all night. He's been dropping so deep that then they're losing that numerical advantage in the middle of the park when there is transition.
There's a Cole sighting, winning that ball in the air. Back on it, leaving it through. Patterson shoots and scores! Tampa Bay have the lead against the run of play. The former Lion, Martin Patterson, his 4th goal of the season in the hoops of Tampa Bay Rowdies.
And just that moment of class there, and that's why Joe Cole has done what he has in his career. He picks the ball up after that 50-50 ball with Seb Hines, and just first time, just arrows a lovely pass in through to Patterson, and he finishes with aplomb. What a finish. Left-footed across. Earl Edwards finds the top corner. So first shot on goal, first shot in the contest, and they go up 1-0. Martin Patterson, great goal.
How much does it mean to him to score against the team in purple?
Now you can see he hasn't had many opportunities. He's been kind of chasing some lost causes in the open 20 minutes, but that's a true goal scorer right there. He gets the one chance and he buries it. Made in England, finished in Northern Ireland.
Changes the complexion of this one. Now OCB chasing here at home.
I'm sure, very frustrating for OCB, but, it has been a good start from them, and they need to continue doing what they're doing, continue maintaining possession, and try and make the breakthrough in the final third themselves.
And Cole, big part of that goal, too, winning that 50-50.
And Seb Hines, he went for that challenge. It just popped out. He got his foot on the ball, but just cannoned back right into the foot of Joe Cole, and, of course, that man's got the vision to find the final product.
See if this changes the approach for either side. Orlando chasing, and Tampa Bay on the road where they've only won 1 game all season. Larea is inside the area, gets across away, and it's corner kick number 2 for OCB.
And that's the matchup that I'm sure OCB want to see. They want to see Martz going at Portillas on this right-hand side. And that was a nice combination with Richie Larea getting beyond the defender. Nice take out of the air from Martz. Richie Larea goes on the overlap or underlap. Gets the cross off, but good block.
Klaus in the corner and right to Joe Cole. Didn't work out the way it was planned. Now by Ellis Hayden to step 2. Rocha. And it was Neil Collins. Little skip in the step here for the green and gold. Savage calling forward on the near side. Wrist off here on this near side. On the other side, Morel attacking. Portillo. Savage switches it. So you see what the goal does. It changes the game, and now all of a sudden Tampa Bay with confidence in possession, bending another one in. Pereira does what he needs to do. Now Martz.
Yeah, that was the best bit of possession there that the Rowdies have had during the match so far, moving the ball from left to right.
Flick attempt by Hadji Berry.
Tough ball to deal with. Pereira really slams that ball into Hadji Berry's feet, who can't control it.
25th, making a lot of noise, each fan base. This will be King to throw.
See how deep Schaefer is dropping to receive the ball. And again, he's going to try and play make from that deep position.
Schaefer trying to do just that. It will go off of OCB.
So Coach Pulis is going to have to deal with this situation of Schaefer dropping his. Does he send somebody to pick him up, or does he just keep his team nice and compact and make it difficult to play through the lines? As the game slows down, you can see Schaefer's going to get more and more of the ball.
On the ball, the German now into Cole, right at the halfway line, gets a turn and serves it on the diagonal to that right side where Alex Morel, the Lakeland native and USL Team of the Weeker. An assist and a chance created against Cincinnati in that win.
Yeah, Morel out of UNF had a great career for Coach Derek Marinaros. Great program there up at UNF, and then went to Chicago Fire and didn't quite work out. And here he is, and he's doing well in the professional ranks.
Yeah. 4 appearances for the Fire. King. Apologize for any misidentified players. White numbers on the green and yellow are a little.
Yeah, it's tough to see from up here.
It's almost you go into vertigo, but what a classic uniform.
Worn by the great Rodney Marsh.
Yes. Of course, Perry Vanderbeck, long time with that club now. VP of Operations for USL.
I'd like to see OCB really up the tempo now. They started the game at real high energy, real high intensity, and can they do it now after going 1 down?
Especially after expending all the energy, as you said. It's Hines coming up on that half-hour mark. Energy in the stadium crescendoing a bit.
Certainly everyone in this organization has circled this game day, and everyone's been excited for Tampa Bay Rowdies to come into town.
And 6 meetings in the previous iteration of Orlando City. First USL, it was 6-0, the record against this team. Martz gets a ball across, read well, and taken by Rocha to the back post, skims it by. Pickens had it covered, but had him running.
Yeah, most good opportunities for OCB involved Austin Martz, and again, he was able to create a 1v1 situation with Zach Portillo. This time he comes inside, but finds a ball across for Rocha a little bit fortuitously, but it does pop out to Rocha. Strikes with his left foot, not really known for his goal scoring, and just cut across that a little bit, but an opportunity nonetheless for OCB.
Rocha is up. We'll remind you that the USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. You can stay up to date with all the latest league news and information by visiting www.uslsoccer.com and follow us on Twitter @USL. Glad to have you along on USL Match Center. Jeff Radcliffe, Oliver 12 Trees, enjoying the I-4 Derby from here in Orlando. 1-0 to Tampa Bay. You can join the conversation. The game hashtag ORLVTBR. Also tweet at each team, at Orlando City B and at Tampa Bay Rowdies. Good energy in the building. That's one thing you've learned about this new stadium, the newest in MLS. It holds the noise in. It doesn't matter how many people are in it.
Yeah, no, it's a fantastic atmosphere here tonight.
So we played back to Pickens.
Yeah, Pickens wouldn't particularly have liked that back pass there from Neil Collins, but he dealt with it pretty nonchalantly.
Klaus in front of Cole. Martz making a run at Portillos. And will do just that. Portillos does well to battle and wins the 50-50.
Yeah, that'll give the young Denver man some confidence.
Triangle there between Portillos, Collins, and Schaefer. Now we'll switch it to the far side. Kandawiri, the native of Malawi. West Brom youth product. Played at Shrewsbury Town, I believe, with Lewis Neal. No, probably not. Lewis would have been in MLS at that point. 13 and 14. Same club.
Lewis Neal's been part of some great games between these two clubs. Saw on the earlier highlight package.
He knows what it means. There's no doubt about that. Oh, right through ball. Nice attempt, but it was red. 50-50 by Rocha. Pereira, nice step two.
Yeah, Patterson, 30 years of age, really a throwback number 9. You know, he's just going to look to get on the shoulder of the center backs, strong with his back to goal.
Patterson plied his trade. Huddersfield Town, Burnley, Stoke City.
Three goals for his national team, Northern Ireland as well. No mean feat.
Into Neal. One-touch attempt to that byline, and will run out of real estate. Haji Berry.
A good idea. You know, they've struggled in the last 10 or so minutes to break that defensive line, that experienced back line of the Rowdies. And, you know, Lewis Neal coming inside there looking to unpick that lock, really. And Haji Berry not really reading it. It was a little bit overplayed, but that's the type of ball that Lewis Neal is capable of playing. Haji Berry's got to get on his bike and try and read it.
And a familiar theme here. We mentioned the home record for OCB. 1, 2, and 5. A lot of those games, they had the better of the run of play. But again, that lack of finishing in the final third, producing final balls, left them short on points here. For some reason on the road, no problem. 4, 4, and 1. And in this league, when you got those 2 matches on a weekend type of thing, that's difficult.
This team is really, especially in the lineup it is right now with a 4-4-1-1, it's almost built for the counter-attack. You know, you've got the pace of Haji Berry up front, you've got a stacked midfield, so when they can get the other team on the counter-attack, they can be very effective, but when a team's sitting in, you know, a little bit like this Rowdies team is with numbers behind the ball, it's difficult to get in behind them.
Timbo. How about that cheeky little back pass? And for Berry, and read well by Savage, who's on the ball now. Whips it all the way across, did not find its intended target, Ristov. Timbo. Not much in the way of pressure coming from Tampa Bay Rowdies with a 1-goal lead.
You can see not a lot of high press. You know, Schaefer's playing very, very deep, so it almost looks like a back 5. Everybody's in the their own half for Tampa Bay Rowdies. So the ball's got to move quicker. It's got to move quicker from OCB like it did in the opening 15 minutes to carve out some opportunities.
So these teams got a result at the weekend. Rowdies getting a win against FC Cincinnati 2-0. Tie for OCB against Pittsburgh.
FC Cincinnati, I'm sure they had half their eye on the supposed game last night in the US Open Cup that ended up getting canceled at Miami FC.
That was a shame. Cincinnati made the little Florida swing last week. Played OCB here. 1-1 result, and then went to Tampa and got beat. But boy, all that Open Cup stuff that they were playing, they had to cycle that, make through the squad rotation. That's the drawback of making a deep run in the Open Cup. Sometimes suffer in the league a little bit. We'll take a good exposure for USL.
Yeah, Cincinnati, deep roster, a lot of players again. Roster put together very, very well by that organization, and a lot of talented players, as with many teams currently in the USL.
Well, fans, you can stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts. As the build-up comes, left for Cole, make that wrist off. And sent to that backside, and the intervention was made by Timbo, who can play center back. 50-50 there, challenge, and it'll go against OCB. Again, you can watch USL Coast to Coast and listen to it on Sirius XMFC channel 85. Also the USL Game of the Week this year. You can check USLsoccer.com for dates and times.
Nothing much really in that channel, but between King and Larea, both challenging for the ball. I think the referee could have swallowed his whistle there and let the game run.
Possessions come back a little bit towards Tampa Bay, still conceding as OCB has got 58% of it. Since that goal, it's changed a little bit.
Yeah, certainly, as OCB didn't get that early goal, the energy did drop a little bit.
Breeze come into the booth. Well needed. Ball in, and it's all the way in on Earl Edwards.
Of all the players out there for this Tampa Bay Rowdies team, it's exciting to see young Alex Morel taking the free kicks.
On the team of the week.
Yeah, first time on the team of the week this last week as well for Morel. So really starting to make a name for himself in the pro game.
Part of the club setup at Strictly Soccer over there in the Tampa Bay area. Here's Martz. Trying to leave it in behind Barry, and it was read but put out and escorted out. It will be goal kick for Matt Pickens.
And really that's the difference between the two sides at the moment, is that final ball. We've seen Joe Cole with the assist. We've seen a few more of his cross-field passes. And, you can see this final ball just a little bit too strong. It's a nice run from Richie Larea, but final ball is a little bit overweight on the pass. But for all young players, you can see Joe Cole hasn't been a major influence on the game, but, his driven balls, his balls from right to left have been on the money every single time, and obviously the assist as well.
Larea. Play continues. He'll scoot it back post. There was no run coming because Barry was kind of held up, complaining to the referee, Kevin Broadley, at the moment.
Richie playing pretty advanced here tonight, though, which is a good sign for OCB. He's getting beyond. He's attacking that final third, attacking the box, and he gets an opportunity for a shot there. But that's about all we can say. Didn't really get hold of it too much.
See, it stood up, wanting a foul there on Tamika McCandawiri.
Yeah, McCandawiri was all over him, absolutely all over him. Haji Berry did well to play that first-time combination.
The two come together once more. Gonna leave it again, a little heavy, familiar tune for OCB.
Yeah, Haji Berry's not happy. He's getting bullied a little bit by McCandawiri, and again there could have been a foul. That's twice now. McCandawiri has had no intention to play the ball, really. You can see here on the replay, he runs right across him. Uses his body well, uses his little bit of experience, but, you know, good defending. Haji Berry, welcome to the pro game.
Especially against two guys who've played overseas in England for many, many years, Makandawiri and Collins. So in physical leagues, learned how to play that way.
This is good for Haji Berry, though. You know, he's obviously got the talent. He showed in the opening minutes. He's got the pace to get beyond him. Just needs to continue working and using that football brain to create the opportunity.
Brazilian with a little ooh-ah moment. And to Berry, numbers collapse. Neal will track it back. 40th minute, 1-0 to the Rowdies. Looking to go 2-0 against their rivals here in this 2017 USL season. Second of 3 meetings. These two teams open the season against one another at Al Lang. They will close the season here at Orlando City Stadium. Timbo getting advanced.
It's good defensive header by Makandawiri there. It's a good ball in from Timbo. It looked like Martz was just ready to pounce, but Makandawiri got back and cleared that cross well.
Season finale will come October 12th. Long way out. 5 minutes from halftime. Certainly positives you take out for each side. Starting to sound like a derby here now.
Zach Ellis-Hayden getting on the ball there on this right flank. And Timbo in the last few minutes. Can these two fullbacks get high up the pitch and force Christoph and Morel to defend?
Hines straight in. Berry trying to get the one touch to Lewis Neal, was making that run.
Yeah, nice little leave there from Lewis Neal.
Big challenge won by Klaus. Now Martz give chase.
A couple of nice full-blooded challenges there.
Don't have to talk too much about the referees, kind of let it go. There's nighttime about to arrive here in the city beautiful of Orlando. Back to King. Makandawiri. Schaefer. And occupying that space in between the two center halves. The line, King will run to it. And snuffed out by Timbo's down in a heap.
It looks like King just followed through a little bit as Timbo went to ground, clear the ball.
And I believe a yellow is shown there for the challenge, or for the run through. So first yellow of the match comes in the 43rd minute.
Yeah, you can see the humidity on the pitch. You know, Timbo's absolutely drenched in sweat in the 42nd minute. Very tough conditions for footballers out here tonight.
So Darnell King goes into the book of Kevin Broadley. Watch that moving forward. Let's see. Timbo will try to take it at him. Play resumes, 43rd minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, a yellow card has been issued to Tampa Bay. Number 2, Darnell King.
Finds to Lorea, got tripped up. He draws the foul. As Tampa Bay will mix it up with you. First in the league in yellow cards with 46. Second in the league in fouls conceded with 253. So a tough team to play against, really.
Yeah, here's the yellow card. Timbo goes to ground. Darnell King picks up the yellow card for that.
Another foul drawn. And we have a persistent infringement warning here for Schaefer.
Looks like he's going to get away with it this time, but he's been told one more foul and we'll be getting that yellow.
Difference in this one, the 21st minute goal from former Lion Martin Patterson. He got hooked hooked a bit there.
Almost sort of fell over him, the German there. Almost fell on top of him. I don't think he really meant that, but it's a probably good decision from the referee not to get a yellow for that one.
Klaus to Rocha. Pereira. Timbo. Taken into the corner. And knocked the cross off of King. It's up into the upper deck.
Just I was looking there in the box as Timbo went to cross the ball. There was only 2 players in the box. I'm sure that's going to be part of Anthony Pujols' halftime team talk. When you do attack, let's try and commit a few numbers into the box so we can get on the end of the cross.
Neal getting tripped up, and now Lewis is down, the captain.
Looks like there's some Morel could have been after the ball there as well. Yeah, looks like Alex Morel kept his foot in the challenge on Lewis Neal.
Well, this going according to script again. Leading team in yellows gets another one. He had the stomp on the foot. That never feels good.
Yeah, that definitely hurts, and Lewis Neal will be feeling that one. And, you know, if he's rolled that ankle as well, it could be a little bit more serious if there's a roll in there. The trainer's gone out to see him, and it's definitely a painful one. If it's more than a stamp and he's actually rolled his ankle, could be tough for him to continue.
Fourth official is Matthew Miscannon getting the board ready for stoppage time, which we are in now. So Morel goes into the book officially. There'll be 4 minutes tacked on, perhaps more as trainers attend to Lewis Neal.
Yeah, he is up now, so that's good. He's a warrior, and he'll be up, and I'm sure he'll fight through this. With halftime approaching, he'll fight through this. He won't be getting Alex Morel a Christmas card, that's for sure, but he'll fight through this game, I'm sure.
Get them out a couple of Sour Patch Kids at halftime, he'll be good to go.
And those hurt, the older you get, those hurt more and more.
But Martz will deliver this in a really actually difficult spot to defend here for Tampa Bay. Could the equalizer come? We're in stoppage time. Lions down a goal. Done by Martz. Too easy, too low. We'll stay with OCB. Second ball in. Not going to challenge anybody. Is put over the top by Tony Rocha, the Spring, Texas native.
And you can see the Tampa Bay had a defender position where they should have, just in front of the 6-yard box on that near post, and that's exactly where it went. That's where you've got to clear. You've got to clear that first man, and you know, very, very frustrating there from Austin Martz, unable to clear the first man on that set piece opportunity.
Fans, you can experience Orlando City Stadium. OCB tickets available. Season tickets still available. OrlandoCitySC.com-OCB-tickets. And turned over by King. Lions trying to counter quickly. Got to get on the ball. Ellis Hayden.
Certainly looks like the Rowdies is just happy to take this 1-0 into halftime. That could give an opportunity here for OCB.
And the chants getting louder and louder. Neal steps to his right, holds things up. Lorea now on the ball. And trying to get the return back to Ellis Hayden. Read well. Rowdies packing it in here. Late on, first half, they got the 1-0 lead. A little heavy. Cole can't touch it.
Every Rowdies player in their own half, even in their own defensive third, really.
Short time. Here's Hines. Martz holds it up, gets a turn. Square to Rocha, steps out. Wings it out to Timbo, down with the chest, corner of the area, served in. Kandawiri like a big man.
And another good opportunity there. Timbo finds himself in space on that left flank and again hits the first man. Good ball out there from Tony Rocha. Numbers in the box this time for OCB, 5 or 6 guys in there. And the big man, Makenda Weary, he's been good tonight so far. Wins the header.
Cole Lively, and there's the halftime whistle. Entertaining half it is, I-4 Derby. But Tampa Bay Rowdies have the halftime lead, 1-0. The goal from Patterson.
Yeah, one little bit of class and great finish in there from Patterson. Puts Tampa Bay Rowdies 1-0 up.
Stuart Campbell's boys take it into the locker room. Take a timeout. Halftime show coming up right after this on USL Match Center.
This is where it all began. The passion, the reputation, both on the field and in the stands. They ruled an era in this league, and now they are back for more. The future of Orlando City can be summed up in 3 letters: O-C-B.
We are back at Orlando City Stadium. Halftime as the Tampa Bay Rowdies have the lead away to OCB. A goal from Martin Patterson, a former Orlando City Lion from the 2015 MLS season, has that goal in the 21st minute. Jeff Radcliffe, Oliver, 12 threes as we take a look at some of the pictures from that first half.
There's a good opportunity right there in the opening minutes for Keith Savage if he's unable to get his feet sorted out and make the finish. A good work in the first half from Tony Rocha. He's been involved in most of the positive impacts in the game, but here it is. Here's the moment of class from the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Great through ball there from Joe Cole, and what a finish from the Northern Irishman, Martin Patterson. Top bins.
Had to feel good as the green and gold in the lead, in the ascendancy at that point, but OCB wrestled some of that back. And a game that got a little chippy as far as the challenges late on.
Yeah, definitely a few tackles flying in, a few yellow cards. Well, that's what you're going to expect from this I-4 derby. Seb Hines there dealing with that free kick from Alex Morale. A few half chances for OCP, but really struggled to get in behind this Rowdies back line.
And that's where we leave it at the half, as you see the shots in favor of Orlando City, but the big goose egg on target. Just the 2 for the Rowdies, but they've completed 50% of them for a goal. Possession heavily in favor of the home side. The 2 yellow cards for the Rowdies, that could be something to look at here as we get set for the second half.
Yeah, a lot of experience in this Rowdies back line and through their midfield, really through the spine of their team. And, you know, they're not in any rush to get the ball forward. They're winning the aerial duels. They won 75% of the aerial duels. So really it's going to be up to OCB to show a little bit more creativity. Can they find a way through this back line, and can they find a way to penetrate, either get round the back or try and have a little bit more creativity going through the middle?
We'll discuss more when we come back to Orlando It's USL Soccer on USL Match Center. Tampa Bay Rowdies with a 1-0 lead on OCB.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. At work or at play, you're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Oh, hey, she's cute. Nice going, man. Things are going great for you. You've earned a night out. Good drinks, good friends. Yeah, we can go ahead and call this a good night. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Not smart. Yeah, I saw that coming. Say goodbye to her. Ouch, that'll hurt your bank account. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. I hope you like eating frozen dinners. Alone. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
We've raised the stakes. Expectations are high. Our biggest season yet will break records with elite players and future stars. Innovative technology and new homes. We're growing the game in our communities and across the nation. Are you ready?
We built the USL into the largest Division II professional soccer league in the world. And now the time has come to announce USL Division III, America's professional third division league, completing the U.S. pro soccer landscape. It's time for your town, your team, your game. D3 will fuel local pride and local passion, creating a new legacy for the beautiful game and inspiring its tribal following across the country. This is professional soccer, built on a disciplined financial model and operational excellence, featuring exciting venues to thrill fans, in hungry new markets yearning for the game. USL Division III, professional, passionate, proven. Pro soccer starts here, coming in 2019. For more information, visit usld3.com.
It's going to be wet and wild tonight here at Orlando City Stadium as the teams get set to take the field. Johnson, ball to the back post, goal! Orlando City!
The reason why are so important. Cole Allen, we speak about it over and over again.
Vector, then bend it. Everybody on their feet. Well, that time, and it's flunked. Goal Orlando City, a rare mistake from Gol Hamid. It is 2-0 Barnes, his first goal in purple.
Back at Orlando City Stadium as we get closer and closer to the second 45. It is Tampa Bay Rowdies 1, Orlando City B 0. So glad to have you along. I'm Jeff Radcliffe, joined as always by Oliver 12 Trees as we take a look at some of the league accomplishments from USL as it continues to get brighter and bigger every year. 1 million fans in attendance. We just passed that mark. That's the earliest in league history. Had 1.5 all of last season. We're not even halfway through. We're just about halfway through this 2017 season. This is not a league for the faint of heart if you're a player. This league is getting better and better each year.
Oh, certainly. You know, obviously we've got some fantastic players on show here even tonight. You know, we've got full international players. We've got guys with Champions League, World Cup, Bundesliga, Premier League experience. And then it's a great league for the young players to come through as well. It's a great league for those guys out of college or straight out of MLS academies that, you know, aren't quite ready for the step up in the MLS, but have got the opportunity to show they can do it as a pro, can do it week in, week out. And you know, that opportunity some of these young guys are taking. You know, young Morel here tonight, he's having a fantastic game, and, you know, he's making a difference here for the Tampa Bay Rowdies this season.
Yeah, the Facebook and YouTube options helping that cause. Tonight, a lot of soccer being played around the country. LA Galaxy 2, Tulsa Roughnecks FC, the only other USL match coming up later tonight in the Western Conference. Gold Cup right now is actually 2-0. El Salvador has scored. Of course, they're captained by Darwin Seren, the former Orlando City Lion. So they lead 2-0 against Curacao in Gold Cup action in Denver. Later on tonight, Mexico and Jamaica. Hopefully you and I can watch a little bit of that one, as getting the start tonight will be Tampa Bay Rowdies center back Damian Lowe. So that will be fun to watch.
Yeah, a number of USL players. You know, it's been a really impressive pathway for young Jamaican players to come through, and they come right from Jamaican Premier League or from schoolboy football in Jamaica and come right into the USL. And it's been a great pathway, and you'll see Damian Lowe's playing, and the Red Bull striker as well will be playing out there tonight for Jamaica. So great opportunity for these young Jamaicans as well, and you'll see some of those tonight.
The U.S. Open Cup action as well tonight at halftime. It's the New England Revolution and New York Red Bulls knotted at 0-0. Let's look at the substitution possibilities warming up. If you are Stuart Campbell, you don't have a full 18. You only have the 6 available subs. One of those is the keeper. Looking ahead, and not many really attacking options off the bench. A lot of defensive, but they got the
Luke
lead.
Bowden, but you got Luke Bowden. You know, Luke Bowden, he is a defender by trade, but, you know, we all know he can be very, very creative from that left-hand side, and I'm sure he's just itching to get on the pitch and show what he can do with that one to the left foot of his.
Chavez and Darwin Jones, the 2 attacking players available to Campbell. Vingard, Kyle Porter, Luke Bowden also available for the Rowdies. As we take a look at upcoming games for each of these sides. Orlando, 3 of the next 4 on the road. Normally you're like, okay, here comes a tough stretch. But you see the away record, 4-4-1 this season. It's a good place to be for OCB. And then Tampa, they get to come back to Al Lang, where they are virtually invincible, just the 1 loss.
Yeah, it's a really important stretch of games for OCB. If they're going to prove themselves to be real contenders in this league, you know, can they go to Charleston, who are top of the league, and get a result? You know, can they go to Cincinnati and get another result that they did there early in the season? So, you know, they like playing away when the pressure's off a little bit for these young players, and that could be part of some of the home problems, is that these are young guys really trying to make their way in the game, and, you know, sometimes the pressure's obviously getting to them a little bit at home, and with that final product, that final ball just isn't there. As you know, it's been a good half of football from OCB this half. You know, they've dominated possession, they've outshot the Rowdies, But now in this second half, can they put it together and get back in this game?
A goose egg when it comes to shots on target. And what can change here for Coach Pulis and company?
I think, when they do get the ball into wide areas, putting that ball in the air, an aerial 50-50, it's just going to be eaten up by the experienced defenders, Collins and Makandaweri. If they can get in those wide areas and then pick somebody out with a little cut back, I think that's going to be a key for them.
We're waiting for the green and gold to return from the halftime locker room, is patiently waiting the OCB starting 11 coming back out there. Subs available for OCB. You've got the forwards, Albert Dikwa, who's 3 goals and a ton of excitement out of Cameroon, the 19-year-old. Ben Polk as well. You've got Jordan Schweitzer and Danny Deacon there in the midfield, and also Connor Donovan, Scott Thompson, defenders available, and Jake Fenlison, the backup keeper. So a full 18 for Coach Pulis.
And they're going to need, they're going to need somebody to unlock this key of this defense. They're going to need a little bit more creativity. They're going to need Larea to get on the ball a little bit more. Can Lewis Neal? We know Lewis Neal can do it. He's enjoying playing in that left midfield position. So can he make something happen in the second half?
There's Stuart Campbell having a chat with the referee. Again, of course, 2 yellow cards issued to the Rowdies in that first half. So those 2 players, King and Morrell, playing on a yellow.
Yeah, he's not a happy camper right now. You could see just as the whistle went for half-time, he was in the referee's ear, and he's still in the referee's ear now.
And alongside Rob Valentino, the 2 former Lions players, Anthony Pulis, you never know what he's thinking. He's got the same demeanor along that touchline, no matter whether his team is up or down.
Yeah, well, he's probably learned from one of the best in the business, his old man there coaching the Premier League. And it's an interesting night for both of them. Rob Valentino actually played for the Rowdies.
Yes, correct.
In 2010 as well. So, a little bit of extra spice there for the assistant coach, Rob Valentino.
Who also played against the Rowdies back in the original USL days. We're underway in the second half. Game on as the Rowdies attacking left to right with a 1-0 lead. Martin Patterson, his 4th goal of the season in the 21st. That is the difference now. Let's see if the posture changes. And immediately the Rowdies go on to the attack with some energy, and it's turned over. Timbo put it out for a throw in front of the technical area of Tampa Bay.
And it does seem like the humidity levels and the heat has dropped a little bit, which will certainly, help the players going into the second half of this game.
So glad to have you along. If you want to join us on social media, you use that hashtag ORLVTBR, and we'll see all the tweets on that scroll on the USL Match Center page, which has been new this season to USL. Fabulous stats available, heat maps, starting lineups. Been a treasure trove for commentators like us,
certainly helps us, doesn't it?
to do the preparations on games, watching the archive videos. Done a really good job at league headquarters in Tampa.
And with USL Division 3 coming as well, it's just going to continue to grow and become a great product here for fans and players.
And my radio and TV partner Tom Traxler says, you look at USL the way it is now, it's like doing your research on MLS. Everything's available to you now. Not much different. It was different in 2011 and 2012 calling these games. You had to really search to find some of those teams and find starting 11s. Not the case anymore. This is a legit 2nd division league now. It was the legit 3rd division. Now everybody's with the program. Lewis Neal leaving it. Barry in behind. Will he go to the line or bring it back in? Instead plays the negative ball back to Timbo, the Brazilian on it. His countryman. One touch, Neal, not wise to it was Haji Berry.
Had a little bit more time than Lewis Neal, and he realized could have taken a touch and faced up the defenders.
Get out of dodge. Cole gets a touch, keeps it going. Throw back to OCB. A lot of energy to start the second half. Got to like that.
Well, they start the first half fantastically well as well, and were unable to get that early goal. And again, similar start in the second half for OCB.
Rocha. A lot of side to side at the moment. Lions looking for an equalizer. Oh, a little heavy off of Larea. Very defensive posture here, as you would expect with a 1-0 lead on the road. Rowdies looking for just their second road victory of the season. The flag is up on the far side. Barry left a little early.
I'd like to see in the second half Tony Rocha, getting involved a little bit, making his imprint on the game, and not just, making those lateral passes. Can he make a little bit more penetrative passes? Can he explode with his first touch and bring pressure that will create the openings for those great passing skills that he possesses?
Oh, this ball from Hines. Maria pulled up short. Neal took that one off the thigh. We'll drop and play the angles. Patterson, former teammates, he and Neal in 2015.
Well, the first half was fiercely contested, and I think the second half will be exactly the same. There'll definitely be some more challenges going in. And
it's a derby game, Oliver.
Yeah.
So make this beautiful games so great, having rivalry matchups, close proximity, fan involvement. Here's Timbo. Neal crossing halfway, leaving it square for Rocha. Hounded enough by Cole to push it back. And to Martz. Schaefer on him quick. Ellis Hayden, nothing really to unlock right now. Not many questions being asked by OCB. Haji Berry. Sent wide.
But it is tough, Joe Cole is some other older players in this Rowdies lineup. So, if they can maintain possession, it's a lot more tiring chasing it is when you've got the ball. So, and especially in this heat. So this could create some opportunities here for OCB if they can continue to keep possession.
Timbo cannot.
As he turns the ball over.
Neal tracking back with Morrell. Savage square ball. Martz putting the pressure on. Schaefer dealt with it as you'd expect. Bundesliga alum. Oh, nice little back heel. Cole on the ball. And some space and overshot it. Rocha.
So much of this game is about that communication and being on the same wavelength as your teammate, and there Christoph and Joe Cole were on the same wavelength and able to combine and break the lines of OCB.
We have talked about it before. If you're one of the MLS affiliations, your lineup changes a lot more than maybe some of the Charlestons, the Richmonds, the Rochesters of the world, Tampa Bays of the world.
And if you look at the...
Tough to get that fluidity and familiarity.
And if you look at the league table, you got the top 4 teams there: Charleston, Louisville, Charlotte, and Tampa Bay. Says it all.
All full USL squads. So a lot of the older, experienced players. And that's a challenge for Anthony Pulis and his staff. It's twofold. You want to win games. You have a reputation to uphold from the history you've had in this league, but you've also got to develop players for the first team, which they've done. A number of players called up last year. Pierre Da Silva and Pereira earning contracts this year.
Yeah, and they do miss Da Silva tonight. You can see they do miss somebody else as well as Richie Larea and as well as Lewis Neal to unlock the defense.
Gosh, we've went 52 minutes without mentioning Da Silva. To the area, Morrell, there's a shot, and it's put over the top as Patterson, sitting on a brace, spun around, put it up top.
Again, nice work there from Morrell, twisting and turning on this right-hand side, turning Timbo inside out, and then cutting a nice ball back there for Patterson. A little ungainly there as he swung. Ball was played a little bit behind him for Morrell, so he had to reach back. And
Pierre Da Silva, a 3-match suspension for a red card he picked up late on in that draw against FC Cincinnati. So the OC Academy product, the first OC Academy product to ascend all the way through the ranks and make it to the first team. Not available, one of the more creative players in the pipeline. Does have 6 assists, so among the league leaders in that department, so not on the field tonight.
Obviously, this is still a young project. Pierre da Silva, part of the academy, but not with Orlando City Academy from the start of his career.
Yes.
It's going to be exciting to see who's going to be
that first
player who's been with Orlando City from day one.
Number of local players, but Tommy Redding, but they were in their youth academies before Orlando City existed. One inside the 6, Barry causing problems, and dealt with once again by Tamika McCandawiri.
Very impressive tonight, McCandawiri. Strong, aggressive in the tackle, good pace. He's really handled Hadji Barry for the majority of this game.
Ian Collins, 34 and 33. That is years and years of experience at the highest levels. And Barry, the heavy touch. Tracking back. It's Morrell. Now left high by King. Orlando City B will build from the back. 55th minute, looking for an equalizer. Playing from behind. Klaus. Started that season opener against the Rowdies at Al Lang Stadium. Diagonal ball does not reach its intended target, Lewis Neal. Martz will cut in. Well done by Ristoff to dispossess. And nobody wants the ball. Now Neal is on it, trying to slip it through to Barry. Again, who's on the scene? McCandawiri.
A good opportunity there, sort of in transition. Lewis Neal tried to move that ball quicker. Instead of taking 3 touches, he was able to take 2. Tried that slide rule pass, but cut out by Tampa Bay Rowdies.
It's like Albert Dikwa and Ben Polk starting to get a little run of all the subs for OCB. In fact, both sides, as we approach that hour mark, take this time to remind you that the USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news and information by visiting www.uslsoccer.com and follow them on Twitter @USL.
I'd like to see Ben Polk. He hasn't been given too many opportunities. The Phoenix man, left-footed play, a lot of pace, played out of Syracuse after a couple of seasons with Herkimer in the NJCAA, and does he have the opportunity to show what he can do tonight? Because they certainly need a player here or two to try and break the goal drought for themselves and try and get on the score sheet.
Ben Polk has made just 4 appearances, does have 1 shot to his name. Dikwa has been instant energy, the 19-year-old Cameroonian out of the SEMA Academy over at Montford.
He's a striker that he needs service. Dikwa's just a pure number 9. He needs service. He needs chances created for him, whereas Ben Polk can create opportunities for himself, as well as Danny Deacon as well with that left foot.
CB supporters at the back of Pickens, not going to trouble him. It's a guy who's played MLS for many, many years. He's seen it all, I'm sure, from any fan base. And won the MLS Cup in 2010 with Colorado. He was really the starter there and then got injured, and that led the way for a change at Colorado. Clint Irwin, who took it and ran, now the starting keeper at Toronto.
Of course, they spent big on Tim Howard this year to bring him back to MLS. Hasn't really worked out how I'm sure they hoped as an organization.
It's tough to put the money in a DP into a goalkeeper in this league. There's so many out there that are serviceable. And your team that's struggling to put any offense together. As taken to ground was Savage. And Gulf Breeze native grabbing that right shin. So it looks like two forwards. The aforementioned Dikwa and Ben Polk will make the changes here. Let's see if it's going to be for Barry and for Lorea. That would make the most sense. But two out-and-out strikers, though.
Yeah, you know, they certainly need something. They need something in that final third. So a roll of the dice here by Anthony Pulis. He's having a word with his skipper, Lewis Neal, on the sideline and talking about what he wants.
Will be Justin Chavez, the Oklahoma City, Oklahoma man in his third season. He'll make his appearance for the Rowdies next as we take a look at the challenge here on Savage and Rocha coming together.
A tough challenge from Rocha. You know, your midfield man, you got to be committed to win the ball, and you're going to pick up some fouls, going to pick up some cards along the way, but certainly Savage has felt that one. It's going to be interesting who the substitution is going to be. You know, Anthony Pulis was there talking to Hadji Berry, so you know, maybe it's not going to be Berry. Maybe they're going to slide Berry out wide. And maybe let him run pace, at, let him run at maybe one of the fullbacks.
Savage will have to come off, it appears. Or maybe he was the one all along as Chavez will come in. And that is the case. 13 for 22. First change for Stuart Campbell. 3 allowed changes this year from the 5 we've gotten used to over the years in USL. Got to get them right now, right? As we've reached the hour mark.
Certainly. Chavez, experience in Florida here for the Fort Lauderdale Strikers.
Making his 8th appearance of the season. And Dikwa and Polk.
Tampa Bay Rowdies do look very, very comfortable at this moment in the game, so it's definitely up to OCB. Can they change the pattern of the game and the momentum?
In the back, Timbo in front of Stuart Campbell. A long ball. Got over the head that time of Kandawiri. Safely in the hands of Pickens. Quickly distributed outright. Wait the substitutions there with the 4th official, Matt Niskanen. Center of the park, Cole. Synonymous with Chelsea so many years, Joe Cole.
When he was coming up, though, you know, when he was at West Ham as a youth academy, there was a massive buzz around the whole of English football that the next star is going to be born. You know, he's almost similar to kind of the Freddie Adu thing that was here in the U.S. You know, he was such a highly rated player coming through, and some people say maybe he didn't quite fulfill that tremendous potential.
Not near the Freddie Adu.
No,
final product, right?
No, of course not that. But you know, people really thought he was gonna, achieve great things, and he was a very, very good Premier League player, no doubt about it, and was a fantastic performer for England in the 2010 World Cup, where he scored that great volleyed goal, which was perhaps the goal of the tournament. But then, you know, towards the end of his English career, bounced around to a few teams, didn't quite make the impact he did at Chelsea, winning those 3 championships in the Premier League.
56 caps with the Lions of the England variety. 10 goals scored. Rocha. Just escorted near side. Timbo closed down quickly. And good defense there by Morel. Very impressive young man.
Freddie Adu, of course, was with the Rowdies last year as well.
Right.
So.
I'm sure there are Rowdies fans that will say, let's keep that on the down low. Don't remind us.
As been a lot of quality players that have been through the Rowdies organizations in the last few years.
Get onside, flag is up on Barry on. Could be a nice through ball. It was weighted a little too heavily by Larea.
And you feel like that's where OCB is going to get the best chance on the transition, in transition, when the Rowdies can't get set and can't get numbers behind the ball, just like that, you know, little half chance they had or a little sniff there of an attacking opportunity. They could do things a little bit quicker, some chances are going to come their way.
That one put out by Cole, and here come the changes. It'll be Rocha coming off for Polk, or for Dikwa, excuse me.
So you expect Lewis Neal to slide more of an inside position in the center of the park.
And Polk will come in for Martz. So got 3 out and out forwards now on the field. So a tactical switch up for Anthony Pulis.
So it'll be interesting to see the tactical switch. Does look like Dikwa's going out to the right wing and Polk's staying in the center of the park for now.
Is it a number 10?
Looks like.
Well, just the 5th appearance for Ben Polk out of Phoenix, Arizona. Played 25 matches with Portland Timbers 2 a year ago.
And Richie Larea is dropping into a deeper central midfield role.
Pull the strings a little bit.
And you know what? I like him in that position. I don't think he quite has the dynamic play to be that number 10. You know, we've seen tonight, he's made some good runs, but hasn't quite done enough for the number 10, whereas he's going to get a little bit more ball in the middle of the park. He's going to be able to use his athleticism to cover ground as well. So definitely an attacking change for Anthony Pulis' men, but an interesting one.
When you talk with Anthony Pulis about Dikwa, it's a guy who can play as a striker or a winger. A real hungry player, very direct, high work rate, but just has the finishing touches at 19 years old that are left.
I haven't seen him play out wide. All I've seen him play is in the pure number 9 position, so it'll be interesting to see how he does tonight. And it does look like Ben Polk will almost be playing alongside Haji Berry, you know, just in a slightly withdrawn forward role.
Gotcha. Timbo. Keep the run going. Cole gave it a good try to dispossess, and Timbo, the shot, who does have a goal, had the winner at Rochester, gave it a go. Not a bad effort.
And a strong play from the Brazilian left back, plays the 1-2, gets it back, drives forward into space, and just lets one fly, doesn't he?
More of that, please. Finally, I think a shot might have been on target. As we look back halfway, and that decision will go in favor of the visitors.
Yeah, Pereira just mows down Ristov there.
Shots. Let me get an update on the stats here. Orlando City B at halftime had 5 of them. That would be 6.
Really haven't tested Picken in the goal, though, have they?
No. Tough guy to beat. 50-50 down in the box. Not sure what that was.
Yeah, this Rowdies team's experience, you know, they wasted times, you know, time, they've put in some tackles. They'll do anything they can to keep running down this clock here tonight. They know they're in prime position. They're in no rush.
Lead the league in fouls. Very experienced crew, as you said. Edwards waits. 68th minute, still 1-0 Rowdies. Looking for win number 2 on the road this year. Orlando City B still looking for their 2nd win at home. A ton of draws. And probably at this point would take that. Ellis Hayden. Stagnated just a bit here.
Yeah, it's important for these substitutes to try and breathe some life into the attack for OCB.
There's Polk. Warded off by Makandawiri. Should they get the clean sheet? Certainly worthy of maybe of a man of the match.
Yeah, him and Collins at the heart of this Rowdies defense have certainly not put a foot wrong tonight.
Just the 6th start here for Makandawiri. Usually has to give way to Damian Lowe's on national team duty, but boy, got 3 high-end center backs. A luxury for Stuart Campbell, the former Rowdies player. Both of these coaches know what this rivalry means. Polk trying to break it up, commits the foul.
It's a little late in the tackle.
Time to have a meal.
A bit of frustration maybe there from Ben Polk. Miscontrolled it on the first time and then ran into Darnell King a little clumsily. I think he meant it, just a little clumsy.
Long ball. And not on the right plane there. About 20 minutes to go. Polk can't keep it. And he's fouled though. So won the free kick.
Lewis Neal trying to get that ball down and play quickly. It's certainly important to try and get the tempo of this game a lot higher. They're going to break them down.
Hines across halfway. Looking that right side, Ellis Hayden. A return ball, can he get a cross away? Ellis Hayden leaving it back for the spot, intercepted by Schaefer, goes out. And it will be a corner kick for OCB. That gets a charge into the crowd behind the goal.
Yeah, nice combination play. And we talked about that quick free kick. Zach Ellis Hayden, quick little turn, able to combine there with Dequois. And instead of hanging that ball up in the air, he tries to pick somebody out on the ground. Doesn't quite connect, but big improvement there from OCB, much needed.
Needs to be a good delivery here from Neal. 71st minute, the left foot is in swinger towards that back post, punched by Pitkins. Dequa in the vicinity to pull it down, and it will be chased and sent back across the face of goal, and Pitkins went low to pick it out.
Yeah, again, Lewis Neal trying to hit that cross along the ground. Not let it just be a 50-50 ball. Good ball to the back post from Lewis Neal. Pitkins comes out well, saves well, clears it back in from Dequois, pops out to Lewis Neal, and he just puts that along the 6, but just a bit close to Pitkins.
Well, soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. So we're in the 72nd minute now. OCB has been trailing since the 21st. And who has worn purple in the past, getting it done, and Martin Patterson. Now a turnover. Pitkins. Can they take advantage? And it's off the post. Opportunity lost for OCB and a reprieve for Tampa Bay as they nearly conceded the equalizer.
Yeah, Pitkins there, lost concentration. Got the ball stuck under his feet a little bit, tried to play out there to his left back, went straight to Hadji Berry. Hadji Berry had a chance to shoot there, cuts it back on his left foot, another chance to shoot, finally gets his shot off, and it comes off the agonizingly outside of the post.
Put that a couple inches to the left on that far post, ready to clip it in for his 4th goal of the season, would have been Richie Larea.
Yeah, big opportunity, best opportunity of the night there from OCB that they didn't quite capitalize on.
Turning up the wick here as we get late on. Challenge there.
Well, Joe Cole has gone down hard there.
And will need to be tended to. Let's see if that's a challenge worthy of a caution. Pereira
definitely flew into that tackle then on Joe Cole. all the bench of the Tampa Bay Rowdies were up on their feet, charging the sideline.
Cole still lying on his back. Well, fans, you can stay up to date on USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Monday at 9 p.m. on Sirius XMFC Channel 85. Take a look at that challenge.
It's just really the follow through there. Follow through from Pereira, caught the back of Joe Cole's head.
Joe Cole, 5 goals, 3 assists. Do not want to lose your big money man.
Another assist tonight for him as well. That puts him up to 4 assists on the year. Again, this man's got all experience in the world as well. He's taken his time. He definitely got a knock, but he's taken his time. There's going to be no rush.
And there comes the yellow. So first caution of the night, and booking for Pereira.
His coach Stuart Campbell certainly not happy with that. He wanted a little bit more than a yellow card. But yellow card is probably fair for that challenge. Definitely a little bit late getting there, and the follow-through catches Joe Cole, and he felt it.
So on the 74th, first booking for OCB. I think you expect to see maybe a little more of that here as we get set to enter the final quarter hour.
Obviously, OCB's style of play is always to play through the thirds, always try and possess the ball, but in this last 15 minutes or so, perhaps they need to throw a few longer balls in there, try and get the ball up a little bit earlier, try and catch this Rowdies team a little bit unawares.
Flag is up. It's Patterson working hard against his former teammates. This is the 8th all-time meeting in all competitions. Many of those I-4 Derby friendlies, also the U.S. Open Cup game a few years back. This is the second meeting as USL rivals, OCB and the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Of course, this is now the second team for the MLS side.
You've been here since day one, Jeff.
That first meeting was 2012, Citrus Bowl. And a game I believe had 5 goals in it. CB figure something out here. I remember Luke Mulholland from about 45 out on a dime hit with the goal of the night. Still not enough as Orlando City at the time got that victory. I-4 Derby, hotly contested game.
Could yet be an MLS rivalry. Tampa Bay Rowdies certainly in the mix for that next MLS franchise.
Certainly have nice stadium plans. There's Bill Edwards. Try to turn that into an 18,000 seat venue. One of the more picturesque places to play the beautiful game in this country, there on the bay. Historic Al Lang Stadium. So many famous baseball players have come through that place. Now soccer central in the Tampa Bay area. Into Haji Berry, just outside of the area. Get across away. Neal shot just wide of the target. Did it take a deflection on the way out? It did. And corner kick goes the way of OCB here. Cole now sitting down outside of the D.
Lovely bit of football there. Haji Berry making that diagonal into outrun into the channel. Holds the ball up very, very well. Turns O'Neill and just whips a great ball into Lewis Neal, and maybe that was going to nestle in the bottom corner if not for the block from Darnell King, I think.
Cole enjoying this natural grass surface of Orlando City Stadium at the moment. Now we're getting a little consternation. It is a derby.
OCB players believe trying to say that Joe Cole's trying to waste time here and wanting to get up and get on with the game.
Looks like Darwin Jones off the bench, perhaps spell the Englishman. still down. You just hope this time is tacked on if you're an OCB fan.
So this could be the last we see of Joe Cole tonight. Nice little cameo from the attacking midfielder.
As the assist tonight. So we'll mention now on 4. 5 goals, 4 assists. Money well spent by the Rowdies. Will exit the match and take the slow walk. And it will be OCB on a corner. It's the old adage, don't make a change on a defensive set piece.
Yeah, I don't think Joe Cole cares too much about that. He's done his work. He's heading for the showers.
So here is Darwin Jones making his 16th appearance. 11 MLS appearances with Seattle the last couple of years. Very affable player, athletic. From the University of Washington, homegrown product. Native of Chicago. Whipped in. Come back out. Second service coming from Neal. Into the mixer. Headed out of there.
Delightful ball there from Lewis Neal.
Everybody going all out. Here's the chase. Oh, again, in on that ball was Morel. See why he's team of the week material. And big 50-50 there as King and Timbo come together. And a lot of jawing going on afterwards.
You can see what the referee's message is to the players. Let's calm down. But OCB are trying to get back in this game. Need to be anything but calm at this point.
One sub available now for each side. Tampa Bay looks to see this out. Haji Berry tries to get it away. Dikwa turns it over promptly. And now releases the speedy Jones. Not enough to catch up to it. Throw back to OCB. 10 minutes to go.
It does look like OCB are turning up the heat here and will be able to fashion an opening in this last 10 minutes.
Pereira is sitting on a yellow as he finds Timbo, fellow Brazilian. Now Lewis Neal trying to make a quick turn. The Englishman, Leicester native, put in a shift tonight. Squares to Klaus. And OCB set to make its final change as Danny Deacon at the 4th official. So Neal will come out at the next opportunity. And the captain.
So another attacking change for OCB. Lewis Neal, obviously good attacking player, but Danny Deacon, fresh legs, will look to break into the box as much as possible in this last closing minutes of the game.
81 minutes. And Danny Deacon, the draftee out of South Carolina, drafted 64th overall in the 2017 MLS draft, and now on a USL contract as they continue to evaluate. And the young man now will set up on that left side. The captain's armband has transferred to Seb Hines. Deacon. Lorea. Deacon falls into the area. Might have taken a deflection off of a hand from somebody. A couple of players appealing. It's into the hands of Pickens now, though.
Richie Lorea trying to make something happen with the 1-2 with Danny Deacons.
Jones, a little shove after the fact on Ellis Hayden. Pereira. Deacon. Just to pick out a pass. There's Polk. Put out. 83rd minute. Well, Patterson's goal will be the difference. Klaus Spraying it wide. Dikwa, Cameroonian, catching up to it. Ellis Hayden into the box, serving it up to Barry. And cleared out by Neil Collins. Very defensive posture here, as you'd expect from Tampa Bay.
Sitting very, very deep. Looking to just see out this game and get that 1-0 and get back on the I-4 back home.
Got Jones waiting as that one-man breakaway, and Ellis Hayden sees it go into touch. Rowdies looking to go back-to-back in the win department. Next 3 for Tampa Bay, all at Al Lang Stadium, where they are 6-1-2. So good run of form here with the result tonight. See them ascend in that Eastern Conference. Everybody chasing Charleston. Deacon able to win it. The Englishman will cut in. Zach Ellis Hayden able to keep possession out wide. Dikwa. Klaus keeps it moving. Timbo with some space to operate. 85th minute. And behind is Polk. Escorted out. Goal kick for Tampa Bay.
You know, Tampa Bay coming into this USL season, certainly one of the favorites. And, you know, they look a pretty good bet. They're very, very experienced. Know how to defend. Got some dangerous attacking players that are always going to be a threat. So this Tampa Bay Rowdies team, whose goal this year is definitely to win the championships, and they are going to be right in the mix from this show and tonight. The experience they have.
One of 2 new sides in the East, along with Ottawa coming over from the NASL. And have hit the ground running. On 5 to play plus stoppage. That gets through the defense. Polk running at defenders. Leaves it left. Haji Berry, what do we have here? Offside. The assistant referee, Abdel Koutanea, bringing it back.
Yeah, frustrating there for OCB and Haji Berry. Good, aggressive, positive play from Ben Polk, but releases the pass a little bit too late. Haji Berry strays offside. He can see all the way along the line there. You know, he can see right along the line. He can see when the time is run. Perhaps he wasn't expecting the pass.
Should the Rowdies see this next 5 minutes in stoppage out, they will ascend to second position in the East, beyond 30 points. With Louisville a point behind, Charlotte another. Getting quite packed in those standings. UCB will remain just below the line unless they can draw a point here. If they can get a late goal, that will move them ahead of New York Red Bulls too and above the line. So a goal here can mean a lot for each side.
And it's important for some of these young players as well, you know, to really prove in this last few minutes that they can make an impact in the final third.
Chances have come. And rolling down. Didn't look like much contact there from Klaus. But in all fairness, we're a good distance away.
Yeah, Vingard there, just getting his body in position, so Klaus had to come through the back of him. Just catches Vingard's foot there, picks up the foul.
Officially, Orlando City 6 shots, none on target. 3 shots for the Rowdies. They're being outshot, but have the 1 goal.
Yeah, you know,
and the 1 shot on target, so you make it count.
And this has been the pattern from this OCB side.
Free kick, OCB looking to take it quick.
There's still time. There's still time on the clock. OCB is going to have a lot of possession.
Oh, this will be pulled back. Natives getting restless here in Orlando. Everybody forward for OCB. Ellis Hayden and Klaus, the lone man back. Serves up an air ball. Boy, every 50-50 so important now. Running on is Deacon, snuffed out. And that's out off of OCB. No, overruled. Quickly thrown into Timbo. Polk. It's a run to keep it alive. Timbo caught in a tough spot. And Karam's back. 89th minute.
Time is certainly running out for OCB, but you still think they're going to get another chance. All possession for OCB.
Served into the area. Hines with that head. Dikwa keeping it alive.
Does look like Hines has stayed up front, so he's going to act as a makeshift center forward for the last few minutes.
Hines 3 goals for MLS. Moving in behind Jones. He will hold it up. It'll be wise to take it to the corner. Instead, we'll cut it across. And it will give OCB possession right back. 90th minute as the 4th official getting the placard ready.
You know, I'd like to see Hines just stay up front for this last couple of minutes of the game. You know, OCB have really had a hard time, you know, passing their way through this defense. Why not throw a few balls in the box and see if they can get some knockdowns and see if they could get a second ball.
2016 preseason, Orlando City versus Bahia of Brazil in a friendly scored 4 goals. Most of them on service from Kaká, all off the head. Got that potential. It was served in. Collins. Big challenges now. And free kick OCB as we get set to go into stoppage time. Getting ugly.
Yeah, nice ball from Danny Deacon. Finally gets into a good opportunity for a cross, a good area to cross the ball behind the Rowdies' back line. Whips that ball in. And good defending again from the Rowdies, but a free kick here.
Ready for this if you're a Rowdies fan. 7 minutes of time will be tacked on.
Stuart Campbell, Coach Stuart Campbell does not like that.
Well, you do have a number of injuries, right?
Yeah, you know, that's what the OCB players were, you know, calling for earlier in the game with the Joe Cole going down, I think, 3 times. Vingard went down for a few minutes as well, so there is opportunity for this OCB side.
Continue watching the stream. Deacon on the diagonal. Timbo serves it in. Too much mustard on it. Nobody could get on the other end, but the back post run being made.
Nice free kick there because nobody picked up Timbo. Timbo was absolutely wide open on this left flank from the free kick. Just slides it into Timbo. And you know what? Why doesn't he take a touch? Why doesn't he take a touch, draw the Rowdies defenders out, and then he can probably just pass that across the 6 for an easy tap in for Haji Berry.
Late in Orlando. 6 minutes remain. 7 minutes shown by the 4th official. So a friendly watch tonight from Kevin Broadley. A couple of more attacks in the offing for OCB. They trail 1-0. Barry leaves it across.
Getting into that area there.
And now the one-man break from Jones. Tripped up. And it'll be a free kick. No last man there. As was Pereira back as well. And we'll take some time to sort it out. Yellow there on a professional foul.
Coach Campbell not happy again on the sideline. He's very, very animated on the sideline there. He wants a straight red card. He's calling for it, the last man in the tackle. He wanted that straight red card there for Paul Klaus.
Now they're incensed in their technical area here. You tell me this game doesn't matter. And continuing to appeal to the near side assistant, Daniel Gutierrez.
And Paul Klaus did get a yellow card for that. Be interesting to see if Pereira was coming in on the cover or if he was the last man. If he was the last man, then that is a clear red card.
Correa looked even. There we go. Turned on the Jets just to be sure. Boy, maybe not.
Yeah,
Got a case?
Yeah, I think Paul Klaus might have got away with one there. We saw one in the Kansas City game where Sestanovic got a red for a similar type of challenge here the other night against Dallas. Oh, it looks like the assistant coach has been given a red card. Looks like the assistant coach Dobson has been given a red card, and he's gonna have an early bath himself.
Goalkeeper coach.
And he's still jawing as he leaves the pitch.
Quite demonstrative. Well, minutes away from a victory here. Tampa Bay Rowdies defending for their life. Step 2 by Hines. Leaves it square. Deacon lofts it up for Polk. There to clear it out. It's McCandawiri. He's had a magnet on his noggin tonight, clearing everything in sight. Polk, short time, 3.5 minutes away. 3.5 minutes into this minimum of 7, rather. Just joining us, it was a goal by Patterson in the 21st, the former Orlando City player in 2015 that scored the goal against his former club. That's where we stand. Coming up on about 3 minutes to go. Hold up. Polk standing it up. Deacon on the ball, has the overlap coming on the left side to Lorea. That's where he goes. Canadian circles in. Lorea taken down in the box. It's a penalty. A lifeline for OCB in stoppage time.
And there's that bit of energy. Great engine from Richie Lorea in the 94th minute, driving into the box. Just gets that touch on the ball first. Good ball there from Danny Deacon into space. Richie Lorea's tried to get that all night. Just drives into the box, gets his body across Darnell King. Darnell King goes to ground, and the ref points at the spot.
The 35-year-old Matt Pickens now to save 3 points. Save 2, rather, as this can be tied up late. And Danny Deacon, the one on the ball.
So a massive opportunity here. The left-footed Danny Deacon. He'll look to hammer this home and earn a point for OCB.
Pickens, the MLS vet, MLS Cup champion, as that will be rolled back to the spot. Chance to equalize late. Deacon to approach with his left. Shot is away, it's scored! We are level in the I-4 derby. Stoppage time, penalty scored by Danny Deacon, his first goal of the season. And that gets the smoke fired up in the supporter section.
95th minute, big moment for the young man in his first year here at OCB. Stepped up, shows his mettle there and smashes that home hard and low. Keeper goes the wrong way. 1-1. Coach Stuart Campbell is fuming on the sidelines. Didn't agree with that penalty kick.
Well, Loreo's the one that drew it, going down in the area. You see a replay of that shortly. You'll have to get your opinion. Was that a worthy penalty? But quickly making a decision was Kevin Broadley, pointed right to the spot. Now you got to see it out and get the point here.
And we might get into the 98th minute here, because obviously the penalty takes a bit of time off the clock again.
Challenge happened after the offside flag came up. And another yellow.
Danny Deacon, a crazy minute for him here. Scores a goal and picks up the yellow.
Boy, the far near side of the stadium, it is purple smoke wafting. Now, though, a chance for a late winner.
Yeah, some defending to do here. A good opportunity from the set piece. Alex Morel, who's been a thorn in OCB's side all night, will get a chance to try and create something here with his right foot.
10 yards back is Deacon, the one-man wall. Edwards organizes. Some big targets in there. We have played the full 7. This could be the last kick of the game. Served in. It's a good one to the back post. Saved by Edwards, but the rebound goes in. And the Rowdies at the death.
Looks like it's offside. The ref.
Oh, the flag is up near side, so hold everything, Flapjack. Oh, my.
Well, we've been crying out for some energy in this game, and we certainly got it in injury time.
Take another look.
First ball, there's nobody offside from the first ball, but it gets a flick here. Yes, great call, great call.
So
gets a flick, and it looks like Macandareri was offside there.
Play resumes here into the corner. Maybe a little bit time added on. Now a free kick for OCB as Kevin Broadley checks the watch. Full-on entertainment laid on here in Orlando. And there's the full-time whistle. OCB has come back to split the points with their rivals from Tampa Bay. An eventful match, particularly late on in stoppage time. It was a penalty kick goal earned by Richie Lorea and converted by Danny Deacon to steal a point late.
Certainly some talking points. Here's the equalizer. Here's the biggest talking point of the night. Danny Deacon plays Richie Lorea on the overlap. You can see his touch, a great first touch, goes into the box. He comes across Darnell King, and Darnell King goes to ground. Whenever you go to ground in the back of an attacking player, you run the risk, and I think that was a good call from the referee. You can see he is absolutely furious as he leaves the field. Coach Stuart Carroll, he would have thought his team did enough to get all 3 points on the road here.
And the penalty from Deacon.
Yeah, has the strength of character there. Steps up, buries that one.
And then a chance for the Rowdies late to steal it back, but the offside flag came up correctly. And the resolve of the Lions earn a point here after trailing 70 minutes in this match. They've gotten a result. And the second renewal of the I-4 Derby here in 2017. Take a timeout, come back and put a purple bow tie on. 1-1 the final, Orlando City B and Tampa Bay.
She must feel. Evans is so calm and composed on the ball. How about that from the Bogey to find her? And I don't know how Evans sneaks that through.
Well, stoppage time magic here at Orlando City Stadium. The MLS club, 14 stoppage time goals and 2+ seasons in MLS. That leads that league. And the Young Lions get it done in the same fashion, getting a goal late to draw with Tampa Bay. Oliver, 12 threes.
Yeah, really exciting overtime. Eight minutes. You almost got into the 9th minute there of that game. Just fantastic entertainment here at Orlando City Stadium. Here's the opening goal. Bit of class here from the maestro, Joe Cole. Just gets up and finds a lovely through ball there for Patterson, who makes no mistake.
Hines, well, defensively, it was kind of a ping-pong battle there, and the former Lion, Martin Patterson, in the 21st, gave the visitors the lead. They were in the ascendancy and really against the run of play there. They were outshot in this one. There's a missed opportunity for OCB. Did not really register anything on target until the very end.
Yeah, again, it was really hard going for OCB. It was a chance in the second half from the mistake from Pickens. Haji Berry twisting and turning in the box, gets his shot off and just cannons that off the outside of the post.
And then build up here as they're pouring everything forward. And the call made by the referee, Kevin Broadley, for a penalty in stoppage time with about 2.5 minutes to go. And
here he is, Danny Deacon, created the opportunity and then just tucks that away with aplomb. And that you can see how much that means to him and his team. Fought hard, outpossessed the Tampa Bay Rowdies all night tonight, just couldn't find that product. And then there was a chance at the other end, Jeff.
Yeah, foul and then just running offside here on that flick. 2 players offside, easy call. Tough to see from the near side assistant from our vantage point, but it was offside. Looked like the late winner there for Tampa Bay. It was not to be. As see Lewis Neal giving kudos to the crowd. Let's take a look at the stats from this one. 9-4, the shots in favor of OCB, each with a shot on target. The possession dominated by OCB. Do you feel they should have gotten more out of this game?
I think it was a fair result. You know, OCB did dominate possession, but they really did struggle to create any clear opportunities. Yes. Tampa Bay Rowdies got that early goal, and then they just sat back and defended. That was their game plan. They used all their experience. They took time off the clock, and they just, you know, they were just experienced and made it very difficult for OCB to break them down. But finally, in the 96th minute, they managed to get behind that back line and create the opportunity for, you know, I think both teams would agree a 1-1 is a fair result.
Well, Orlando City B, 3 straight draws here at home. This one a welcome, having to come from behind late as you take a look at Leo Pereira. Had a big game in the central defense. This is where the standings are now. Tampa Bay a chance to move into second tonight, dropping those 2 points late. Now they consolidate their spot on 4th.
Yeah, now it's up to OCB.
OCB now above the line, though. They move on to 22 points now, not 21. So they are now ahead of New York Red Bulls. Tampa Bay, if I look at the standings on USLsoccer.com, now on 28. So technically in a two-way tie with Charlotte for 3rd, but tiebreak keeps them in 4th. So a big opportunity lost. And you could see the frustration from Stuart Campbell as he walked off the field.
Yeah, he certainly wasn't happy, man. His assistant coach did get ejected and got the red card, so he finished the game on his own on the sideline. And, you know, an opportunity certainly lost for Tampa Bay, but a good point for OCB.
Well, that's all from here. A lot to talk about tonight. In the end, a 1-1 affair between the 2 rivals in the I-4 Derby. Tampa Bay Rowdies, OCB finished 1-1. For Oliver 12 Trees, our producer Jim Clark, and our broadcast service crew, I'm Jeff Radcliffe saying so long. 1-1 the final.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.